Today I'm going to show you how to use the Pages app for your self-portrait collage. The Pages app is already on your iPad. It's the orange icon with a pencil, and again it's called Pages, so I would like you to open that up. Okay, once in here, you're going to choose your template, and for this project we're going to use a basic template, a blank one that's in portrait style, so I'm going to click on that first basic template there. And now it opens in my app. We need to name the template to start because it will autosave as you're working. So at the top you'll see the word blank. We're going to click on that and then hit rename. And now I can rename this, and what we're going to ask you to put in is your first and last name and the word portrait. So I'm going to type in here Mrs. Long, portrait. And now my document is named. The first thing you have to do on your project is put a title across the top saying your name is a scientist. The easiest way to add text on the Pages app so you can edit it and move it around is by adding a text box. To do that, we're going to click on the plus symbol at the top of the page. And then if you go to the third icon over with the square and the circle and click on that, you have lots of basic shapes, and if you scroll across here, there's different categories that you can go into. So you might find some things here later that you want to include in your collage. But for right now, we're going to work on putting it in a text box. So we're going to click on basic, and then the word text is there. So when I click on that, a text box appears on my page. To type in that text box, I'm simply going to double click in there, and now I'm going to write Mrs. Long is a scientist with punctuation. Okay, and I have those words. This is going to go across the top of my page, so I'm going to simply touch it with my finger and drag it up to the top. Okay, but the directions said it should be in large words, and right now it's not very big, so we need to edit. I'm going to click on my words inside my box again, and I'm going to highlight by dragging the blue over. I'm struggling with that a little bit with my finger, sorry. Make sure the whole thing is highlighted. Whoops. I don't want it highlighted. We're going to delete that. There we go. Okay, and now I'm ready to edit it. So at the top, there is a paintbrush. That is where all of your editing tools are found. I'm going to click on that paintbrush, and under the text tab here, there are lots of things I can change. I'm going to start by changing the font because I'm not crazy about that one. And I'm going to use my favorite, which is Marker Felt. And then I'm going to go back to text again. I'm going to make it bold so it's brighter. I'm going to make it a lot larger, and for the sake of this, I'm going to go up to 30. Okay. And I'm going to change the text color to my favorite color, which happens to be purple. Okay, and if I click off, now you can see it's a lot bigger, it's a little different looking. Okay, the one thing I don't like here is it's not all straight across, so I'm going to stretch out my text box to make it fit, and I'm just going to move it over so it's sort of centered on my page there. So my first task is done. The second task is to include a picture of yourself as a scientist. Okay, and if you go back to the presentation that was given at the beginning, there were a bunch of examples there for you of what that might look like. I already took a picture of myself and I have it saved on my camera reel. So to insert that, I'm going to go back to that plus symbol. And this time I'm going to go over to the Picture tab, and I'm going to insert a photo or video. Okay, and this is in my recent album. Okay, and there is the picture of myself doing science in my kitchen with my children. And it's pretty big. It's taking up a big section of my page. It needs to be large, but I don't want it quite that big, so I'm going to scale it down a little bit. I'm going to drag it so it's centered here on my page. Okay, and now I want to edit it to make it look a little neater. So again, it's highlighted with the blue circles around it, so I know it's ready for me. I'm going to click on that paintbrush, which opens up my editing tools. I might choose to put a border around that. And if I put a border, I can choose from the ones that are already there, or I can create my own border, which I'm going to do for this one. So I'm going to go under Style, And I'm going to choose a style that I like. Yeah, I kind of like that one. It's not showing up very well because it's not very thick, so I'm going to increase the width of that. I'm going to change the color. And I think this time I'm going to go with green because it makes me think of science. Okay? And now I have created a picture that's a little more jazzed up. Okay? The next task is to include 3 other areas of science that interest me in my life. So I'm going to insert another text box. Okay? And in this box, I'm going to type in marine biology because that's a field of science that I'm very interested in. Okay? I'm going to edit my text by highlighting it, going back up to that paintbrush. I'm going to change the font. I'm going to increase the size. I like to bold things. And I'm going to change the color to blue because it makes me think of the ocean. And now I have the words marine biology. I'm going to slide those down here toward the bottom of my screen. Okay. And to go along with those words, whoops. Sorry about that. I'll undo that. Undo button up there at the top. Okay. To go along with the words marine biology, I also need a picture. So I already went on Google and saved some pictures there, so they're in my camera roll. So I'm going to go back up to that plus symbol, and this time I'm going to pick on the end again. I'm going to go to Photo and Videos, into my Recent, and Nemo always makes me think of marine biology, so I have a picture from the movie. I'm going to place that down here beside my words. And now I want to edit that picture. It's already highlighted. I'm going to go back up to that paintbrush. I'm going to put a border around. Okay. Under Style, this time I'm going to scroll down here and find a different one. I kind of like this one right here. Okay. So I'm going to include that. It's a little big, so it got rid of marine biology. Okay. I'm going to make it just a little smaller. I can drag it a little bit closer. Okay. And one thing you'll notice, my words keep moving. So if I go back up to the Edit tool and I go to Arrange, I can arrange my picture so that it's not moving my text like that so much. And one of the options is to move it to the back, and this will allow me to move it so that my words are not moving as well. Okay, so I have those close together. You're going to do that for 3 areas of interest for you. I'm just showing you one for right now. The next task after you have your 3 areas of interest are to come up with 2 science questions that you often wonder about. So I'm going to show you another feature as I input this one into my page. This time I'm going to go up to the plus symbol and I'm going to add a text bubble. And I want this up here by my head so it looks like I'm saying this. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. Okay. I don't really care for black, so I'm going to edit that. And I'm going to change my fill color. And one of the really nice features with fill color is you can do gradients. Students have a lot of fun playing around with this. And so I'm going to have it start off in one color and kind of end in a different color. So there's my start color, and then I want my end color to be orange. Okay, and now you can see how my bubble kind of changes color as you go down. So now I have my bubble. I need to put my question in there, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to create a text box. I'm going to drag it down here so I can write in it. And my question is, what causes a volcano to erupt? Okay. Now I'm going to edit my text by highlighting it, which does not seem to want to cooperate with my finger right now. Let me try that again. There we go. I'm not sure why that was being so difficult for me. I'm going to go back up to the paintbrush. I'm going to increase the font size. I'm going to change the font. Okay. I think I'm going to keep this one black, so I'm not going to change the color. I do want it centered, okay, because what I'm going to do is make it a little bit smaller. Okay. I want to make sure that I have it set also under arrange to move to the front. If I have it set to back, it's going to go behind my speech bubble. So up here, I want to make sure this is the whole way over to front. Okay, and it is, so I'm good. And now I can drag those words up into my speech bubble. Okay, I still need a picture to go with that. So I'm going to go into my camera again, under photos, and I already have a picture of a volcano on here. So I'm going to make that a lot smaller. Okay, I'm going to move it here for right now. I'm going to go up and edit that picture. This time I'm going to move it to back, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Under image, or under style, sorry, I think I'm going to create a slight border on this one. And I'm going to change that border color to a red. And now I can drag that picture, and since I have it set to back, I can have it hidden slightly behind my text or speech bubble. Okay, so it really kind of creates that collage effect. So you're going to do that for 2 questions that you have. So when all said and done, you're going to have a project that has 3 interests, your self picture, and 2 scientific questions. And everything that you're putting on needs to have a photo or illustration to go with it. If you're someone who likes to draw, you can also draw in the Pages app. So let's say you put a picture of yourself in, and then you want to draw maybe some goggles or some special features on that, or you want to simply draw the picture to go with your question or your area of interest. If you go up to the plus symbol, there is an option for drawing tools. So when I click on that, it creates a box that I can draw in, and my drawing tools pop up across the bottom. Okay, so I can choose one of those tools, I can draw in that box, and then I can move it around my page to where I want it. If you don't like that, then you can just hit the undo button and it will take it away. Okay, so that is an option. The last thing I want to show you is changing the background. Right now my background's white. Maybe you like white, maybe you would like to add a little bit of color. To do that, you need to make sure that you're not clicked on any of the features that are present on your page. And then you're going to go up to the paintbrush. I need to do a setting change real quick. This is something you will not have to worry about doing on yours, but I have an older version. So now I'm going to go up to the paintbrush, and I have the option to change my background. So if I click on background, there are some colors there. I can go into the color bank, lots of colors there, or I can again do that gradient color. So maybe I want to start my page off in a very pale, let's go with purple since I like purple so much. And then maybe I want my end color to be a yellow. Okay. And now I have a different background look going on with my project. Okay. You do not need to save it. It auto saves, and you've created your collage. Let us know if you have any questions. Good luck.